guys, welcome to another episode of Live Dive, and thank you for all of you that came out last night for our combined youth service and bridge service as we talked about the holiness of God, addressing God as holy in our prayers. And we're actually going to be connecting that with tonight's Live Dive going into our Sunday school class coming up on Sunday. Remember, we have Sunday school for the bridge every Sunday at 10 a.m. upstairs in the gym mezzanine. We have free donuts. You can't beat that, going along with our discussion about God and His holy name. So be sure to come on out, 10 a.m. this coming Sunday, upstairs in the gym mezzanine, right here at the First Free Oil Baptist Church of Tampa. One announcement I want to get to before we talk about God and His holiness. Remember that the Hands and Feet outreach is next Saturday, May 19th. It's a great chance now that some of you are home from college, that your semester is over. This is a great chance for us to be truly the hands and feet of Jesus, going out and meeting their physical and spiritual needs of the homeless community of the Tampa Bay area. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be handing out little bags of necessary items, and then also through that we hope to share with them and witness to them about the love Christ has for them. So be sure to come on out next Saturday, May 19th. We will meet at the church in the morning, and we will go out and try to reach out to some of these homeless people that are in great need, and we can truly meet their needs. So, as I mentioned, for Sunday school, this coming Sunday, we are going to be talking about the holiness of God. If you remember, the theme for the month of May has been God's character. And last week, we talked about the love of God. And as I mentioned, this week, we will be talking about God being holy. Now, we've heard that millions of times in our lives. If we were born and raised in church, we've heard that numerous times. But what does that mean, that God is holy? In fact, what is that word, holy? Well, holy, when you translate it in Hebrew, it comes out with the word kodesh. And kodesh means apartness or separateness, or really another way of saying is set apart. And so it's what we're saying when we're saying that God's name is holy, we're saying that God's name is set apart from everything else. And I thought this was so cool to talk about because just in my own personal devotion time, it came across a passage of Scripture that goes along perfectly with this idea of God's name being set apart. It's found in Jeremiah chapter 10, and of course Jeremiah is written by, the prophet Jeremiah. And he starts off in chapter 10 talking about how there is nobody, that there is no name, there is nothing like our God. There's nothing greater than our God. He reminds the Israelites, he says, yeah, you can make your own idols, but he says, you're the one that's going out to the forest and carve and maybe cutting down a tree and using that wood to make your own idol, but that idol does nothing. And he says, but God does everything. And so he says in verse 6 of Jeremiah 10, for as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. He goes on to say in verse 7 this, for as much as among all the wise men of the nations and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. What Jeremiah is saying is that no matter who's in charge of our earthly governments, no matter who seems to be the powerful people in our world, ultimately God is greater than all of them. God is separate. He is set apart above them. He is, holy. And so as we go into Sunday in Sunday school, what I want you to do this weekend is to understand the importance of realizing God is holy and that we need to make His name holy. That's what Jeremiah does in the Scripture. He's saying, yeah, sure, you can make your own idols, or yeah, we can look to these other people, but there is none like God. And through that, Jeremiah is making God's name holy. And so this weekend, think about, as we go into Sunday, really analyzing the holiness of God, think of how you can strive to make God holy in your life and God's name holy. In other words, find ways to make sure He is truly number one in your life, that everything else is set apart from Him, that He is above everything. Because that's what Jeremiah is saying. Jeremiah says he is above everything, and we should strive to make him above everything in our lives. And then not only do we know that he is holy, but we ourselves have made him holy in our lives. So be sure to come on out again at 10 a.m. on Sunday for our Sunday school class right here at the First Free Will Baptist Church of Tampa. Head upstairs to the gym mezzanines for some free donuts, and we'll continue this discussion. But until then, have a good night, and also have a great weekend.